and talent can be developed through hard work, good strategies, persistence, dedication, and input from others. Where focus goes, energy flows. So focus your energy on continuous learning and stop wasting time thinking about looking smart. Build resistance, build vulnerability, build courageousness, and face adversity with a smile. Become comfortable with uncomfortable. You know, the only person that you need to prove anything to is you. Imperfect action trumps perfect inaction. Stop wasting time and get on with it. Failure is part of learning, so start learning by taking action.
Kristian Livolsi, welcome to the hot seat.
Good morning, Simone. How are you?
I'm cold, to be honest. It is quite chilly here in Sydney. I think it's only maxing about 14 degrees, 15 degrees at the moment, which is not fair. May I just say we are almost in summer and I am still in jumpers and long pants.
Yes, no, it's today it's a beautiful clear sky here in Adelaide and it's 23 degrees. So it's currently not 23 degrees. It's still 18 and climbing, but it is beautiful and clear. And it's I can see the moon from where I am. I can see half a moon and it's quite beautiful. So it's the nicest day I've seen in a very long time. So I concur. Enough rain, enough cold. It'd be nice to maintain 23, 25 degrees for at least a couple of weeks leading into December.
I know, right? Well, this is the hot seat and we are not here to talk about the weather. We are here to bring one of the current topics that we have put out to our community. We ask our followers for their feedback on different polls that we put up on LinkedIn. Now, the poll that we run on your LinkedIn last week was all about culture. And we asked everyone is culture the center of your business? So that's going to be the focus of our hot seat today. I know this is a topic that you are very passionate about. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So let's get into this. Let's make it happen. I'm going to get my timer ready. As always, I have 3 questions for you. You have 2 minutes on the clock to answer each question. Now, my first question for you today, Kristian, is what is your definition of culture inside of a business?
Well, this one's simple. Company culture is how things get done around your workplace. It's how you do what you do within that workplace. And it's the sum, simply put, it's the sum of the formal and informal behaviors and systems and values of the organization. Now, these create experiences for our employees, our suppliers, our customers, in fact, the community and all of our stakeholders. I like to sum up organizational company culture as its core. That is purpose, values, and competencies. And, you know, if you want to use, a different word, you can easily call it your DNA. That's it. I'm pretty sure that I don't think I need to use up 2 whole minutes to answer that question.
55 seconds. All right. I think I'm changing this timer. 2 minutes is way too long. It's not challenging for you at all.
I'm sure there's going to be more challenging questions to follow.
I really enjoyed that explanation. And it was really interesting when I looked at the results of the poll. 52% of our followers said that the culture was the center of all of their decisions. 31% said we have it on our wall. So it's just something that's on the wall. And I can certainly resonate with that with some of the positions that I've been in through my career. And another 14% said we need help. Does this surprise you? Do those numbers shock you?
No, it doesn't. But have we reached out to all those people that said they need help? Because it's one of the areas that we, a lot of people don't actually know this until they start working with us. But I run a 1-day workshop for when we do strategy just on realigning the core. And when people do that, they're like, I had no idea. I thought you were just a strategist. And I'm like, well, you can't write strategy if you don't have a strong core. And so, yeah, we really should be reaching out to all those people and saying, hey, what can we do to help you? Because, no, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, great companies have great cores. Good companies have below average cores. And anyone below that doesn't have a core. So it's, and having them up on a wall serves you to no end. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't actually serve you at all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the point I can resonate with the most. I worked in an organization for 13 years, and I can picture where they were on the wall. I cannot tell you what one single value was, which is
and the worst thing is that you wouldn't have lived by them. So they're rendered pointless.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's move into our second question, and that is, how does culture help you to make business decisions?
Well, that's an easy one. It's a little bit more difficult than the first question. A great culture, Simone, drives decision-making. The reasons for this is because it's the guiding principles in which you or the organization operates. It's carried out mainly through what I define as shared beliefs and values that form these underlying assumptions among all the stakeholders. Now, a company without culture is what I would say rudderless. And this forms and can often form a culture of its own, but one that often leads to failure, right? And it's rarely aligned with the founder or where the organization is going into the future. Now, if you want to build a strong team and a truly great organization that thrives, you need a solid culture. And you do this by establishing a strong core. And I talked about that before. But like a core, it needs to be trained and over again. And the reason why many companies fail at establishing a culture fit for purpose is because they don't train the core post the initial workshop. They stick those values up on the wall and hope that they stick. Our clients thrive because we have a proven execution process that enforces that core daily and drives action and accountability. And it is used for recruiting A players and rotating our people. So first who, then what is the approach that we use in recruitment. And this is formed essentially from the core.
Yeah. That's
how long do I have?
You still had 20 seconds on the clock.
It's the hot seat today.
Bring it. Damn.
I like magic.
Yeah, I think it's really important to think about it from so many different aspects, right? A lot of people think that you just do it as a part of your business plan or something like that. But yeah,
I'm sorry. What plan?
The old school business plan.
But again, it's a bit like the values that they create. They end up putting the business plan once it's gone to the bank, right? Because generally that's the only people that want to see a business plan in the bank. And then they might ask you for a cash flow, which your accountant does, right? But just like a business plan that ends up in the drawer, at least the values might get stuck on a wall. Business plan that gets stuck in a cupboard or in a drawer, and the values that end up on the wall. You've got to just, actually, if anyone is listening, because we can't actually tell if anyone's listening. If anyone's listening, just drop a note saying, yes, I have seen our company values on the wall, or no, we haven't. Like, just let us know, because it'd be interesting to see if the poll translates even to people listening. That is, if there's anybody listening. I just have one person and a couple of. Actually, if you're there, give us a like or a shout out of any kind, because it is very lonely here. I mean, it's just me and Simone, and that's what it feels like. And my phone ringing profusely.
Yeah, StreamYard must be broken, or something must be broken, or we're talking to ourselves, which is fine too.
I'm just going to put my stuff on Do Not Disturb, because I've got things ringing. My watch is ringing, my phone is ringing, and my ears are ringing. So we've got one more question, have we not?
We do.
Ooh,
and my last question for you today is, how do you create a thriving culture?
You like throwing in the third question that is almost giving away all my trade secrets, right? But look, happy to give value where I can. Like an athlete, you need to establish a strong core. Okay. In a company, that core, as I said earlier, is purpose, values, and competencies. Now, the purpose is your why you exist. Why does the organization exist? Now, our purpose of the business growth mindset is freedom. Mental freedom, financial freedom, personal freedom, time freedom, right? That's essentially how we do it. And everything we do, our focus is around creating freedom for people, right? Now, it's funny, I put everything on D&D and this thing still beeped at me. Your values are the beliefs and behaviors that you operate your organization under, and it's the guiding principles that govern action and provide accountability and autonomy. Okay, so again, give you some examples. Our values are always move forward, see, think, and seek differently, good to great, no BS, we're ridiculously persistent, and we're family first. So, we have a very, very big family culture in our organization, and that's not just the business growth mindset. That's, growth outsourced. It's Media Sociale. It's the other 7 companies that I own. And we filter that through even the clients that I work with. If you do not resonate these values, generally you, Simone, or the team won't even put people through to talk to me. Because everybody knows that, you bring bullshit to the table, I'm just not even going to deal with you, right? Like, I got no time for it. And if you're not good, I'm not going to waste my time taking you to great. So it's all of this. And some people call it arrogance, but it's not. It's a set of values and beliefs and behaviors that we run our organization by. And we're really proud of that. Okay. So, and that leads me to the last one, which is the one that everybody tends to forget, right? So they forget purpose and then they forget competencies. But the competencies are what you are really great at. Okay. Now, what cannot be easily replicated by your competitors and what truly sets you apart. This is not baseline shit, right? So it's what people say about you the most. Now, when we did this exercise with the whole team a couple of years ago or a year ago, we realized that, people tend to say that I am incredibly intense. And it's true. Intensity, what I bring to the table, because of such rapid intensity, like I to me, it's about moving quickly, right? There's no substitute for speed. And so, intensity is something that we define as our core competency. Failing forward. It's, my failure stories are well documented, some public, some not public, but I've learned, I'm pretty sure it's been at least 4 years now since I've had any form of failure. When I say any form of failure, I'm talking, sizable, notable failure. There's always failure events every single week. And we move through them quickly. So failing forward truly is a core competency of our organization. Our collective experience. Not many people, not many organizations of our size can say they have over 100 years of experience, right? And clearly I'm not 100, so it's not just me, it's our team. And when I say that, we're talking really, really good experience across, I've had almost 80 ventures. I'm about to open the 80th. So, you certainly have a collective experience. And finally, care, right? Some people say care is their values. One of our clients, care is one of their values. They're a hospital. But what does care truly mean? Now, for us, care, anyone that knows me, whether you're in our mastermind, whether you're one of my Grow and Flourish one-on-one inner circle clients, whether you're an advisory client, whether I'm writing strategy for you, I get right into the company. You're not a number to me, right? And that's really important. So so if you're asking me the question, how do you actually go and create a thriving culture? You've got to start there, right? And all the leaders out there might be thinking to themselves, but Kristian, I'm not you, right? Like I don't have your energy, your intensity. You don't have to. Some of the greatest leaders are introverts. Look at Richard Branson. But then look at his values as a person and look at the values of his organization. Look at Tony Robbins, purpose-driven man, right? Okay, passion. If you have a look, all the people that then work for him are all Robbinsized, right? Like they're all Tony Robbins because he attracts the same people. I mean, he's a really good example of how people that can follow him voluntarily. I mean, fascinatingly, and I love it. You know, for years that man has put up with being ostracized for being this gigantic giant who didn't really have any formal qualification to do what he's doing. And now Stanford have recently finished a study, like a significant study, to say that if you go to a Tony Robbins event, your life will be better. I mean, holy crap, right? You know, it must be great to after 40 years for someone to recognize that what you've been doing, because you are so purpose-driven, so passionate about it. But if you have a look, Tony's core, right? Tony's core, this is not an advertorial for Tony. I'm just really impressed with what he does. And at the scale that he's done it. I mean, the last UPW event, I was just having a look and I was like, oh my God, there was like 15,000 people live and some 400 and 500,000 people on virtual.
Yeah.
And this, the theatrics but his message has not changed, you know, and it's just spectacular. But that's because he has very, very strong values and he abides by them. And that's what governs all of the rules. How do you become a bigger company? You got to have clear boundaries. And well, your values become your boundaries. Your purpose becomes your vision, right? So you know, and then your core values is how you get there. It's what do you do to get there?
Yeah.
Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, it really seems like it's the backbone of everything, isn't it? Because you can drive into so many different areas from that. So whether that is into, like you said, when you're employing people and you're leading your teams through to the decisions you make. So thank you for that.
I just want to say hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Right? We have someone who's written hi. So hi, Lisa.
Yes, I'm excited to see Lisa here. We actually connected earlier this week. So awesome to have you with us, Lisa.
Right. So, there we go. Love that. So we have another one who says love that. This is love that is Simone's favorite word. Love that. We now say it all the way through the organization, Lisa. So, but you're right. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Great. I love that. I love that too. It's fabulous. But it's very true. And this is where people fail. Simone, they look, the core is foundational for recruitment. The core is foundational for moving forward. The core, you know, when we work with our big clients, the first day out of a 3-day strategy workshop, the whole first day spent on people. It's spent on unpacking the purpose. And, you know, I go into very established companies and I think David's having some typing challenges there, but I know David. Hi, David. How are you? And it's nice to see that people are now commenting. So thank you. And yet the thing tells us that we have no one watching. So seriously, StreamYard, right? You guys have got to sort this out. This is not cool. For a paid product, this is not cool. Just putting it out there. I'm going to give you a 1-star review if this doesn't change, right? Just like I did to Telstra the other day. I think I've given Telstra many 1-star reviews over the years. But look, the reality here is that you need to start somewhere and you need to have the solid foundations. In a growth company, a bad core, like an athlete, you won't be able to perform.
Yeah.
You know, you ask any runner or any thrower or any athlete the value and the importance of a core. You know, I mean, Simone, you've got a side hustle, a business that you operate in the health and wellness space. You know, you do a lot of core training activities because even when you lift any form of weight in a gym, your core has to activate to support you.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, beneath my fabulous my keg, there is still a core. My trainer says to me, Kristian, you have a really solid core. And it's like, well, yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to move. But look, Simone, I have to bounce in a second because I've got another call. But
and I'm glad to get you on a topic that you're so passionate about. I knew this one would get you fired up. Culture is just something that you really enjoy strategizing on and working through with businesses. So thank you very much for sharing your insights. Now, before you run, it is 22 days before we are in Sydney. Well, I'm already in Sydney, before you are in Sydney with me for our Marketing for Growth event. We're getting excited.
Wow, it's creeping up real quick. When does the 50% off pre-registration finish? So
tomorrow.
I can start making...
We have 24 hours on the clock.
All right. Okay, cool. Because at that point, I will love seeing new people that are joining us, because it's like, thank you, you just gave me 50% more for not taking action on time and early. So, and I won't be extending it, Simone. Sorry to anyone listening. I am not extending the 50% discount, because I do not ever devalue myself or what I deliver. My team convinced me to bring on the first 20 people, and we've done that. I'm pretty sure we're 16, 17 registrations paid up. So that's phenomenal. But as you know, I've been spending all my spare time really perfecting the whole day. The value that attendees are going to receive, I can't even put a dollar value to it. It is, it will surprise me if someone doesn't get a 10x return on their investment within a very short period of time. When I say short, I'm talking 30 days. So it's $1,100. If you buy it today, it's $550. But I'm talking 10x return on the 1,100. So and we've also put in 100% money back guarantee, because I don't want you to take my word for it. Even though I was voted in the top 15 coaches in South Australia just recently, I think the organisation's actually posted it up today, even though we knew about it last week. I don't take any of that as as credibility. I think the credibility is provided when you deliver the outcome. And I think that particular day, that Marketing for Growth workshop, it doesn't matter how well established you are or how new you are, that investment, you will get an ROI. If you have a product that customers want to buy and you come that day, you will attract more customers, you will close more deals, and you will make more money well after you have attended the program. And I know what will happen. Everyone that attends is going to put up their hand and say, I want to work with Kristian. And we're going to tell them, aren't we? You can't work with Kristian one-on-one. He does not have the time.
That's a fool. That doesn't happen anymore.
I'm flying out, first thing in the morning. I've got to be in Melbourne to work with clients. I work on Saturday as well. I fly back. I've got Zoom meetings with potential Sydney clients. Like, it's, life is busy, but busy doing what I love doing. And as you summed up, I love culture. I love getting that. But that Marketing for Growth workshop, Simone, the amount of value I'm putting in it, I'm just worried we're going to run out of time. So we may not be going to an Evolve dinner, because I'm going to keep people locked up.
We're definitely going to dinner. But if you're flying in for the event, and we do have some people that are flying interstate to be here in Sydney with us, so please do not book a flight at 7 p.m. because you want to be on the last flight out of Sydney, because we, as our culture is, we believe in what we're doing. We have a no BS approach, and we won't be leaving that room until everyone is confident that they have the plan they need to walk away with and absolutely execute like a boss.
Yeah. Look, it comes down to winning, right? And everybody wins. When I take your money, it's about giving you an ROI, because 80% of our work is referral. Okay. That's what affords us the luxury of being so selective. But when I say that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that it's, this is a game changer. And, again, don't take my word for it. I'm giving you 100% money back guarantee. If at the end of the day, you don't think you can generate an ROI, or at least get your money back, talk to one of the team. They'll refund you on the spot. Like, it's I don't sweat it. It's and at the end of the day, I know how much work I'm putting into it. I think, if I can, just before I have to bolt, because I have got an appointment in 1 minute. Simone, even just share quickly the things that I am teaching our team to do, from the additional learning and investment I'm putting in, and the ROI it's giving us. So it's very scary. So it's, and I never stop learning. So I just love this. Anyway, I did say, Simone, you tell people, but I kind of did. I got to go. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Lisa, David, and others on the call. And those of you who listen to this on replay, if you are listening to this in replay, can you just hashtag replay later? I'm really interested because we get a lot of people who watch it later. And Simone and I have been talking about actually changing the time. I got to go. They're waiting for me in the other room. All right.
Thank
See
you,
everybody. Bless you.
Have a great day, everyone. We will be back next week with the hot seat on Thursday at 11:45. See you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye. Are you ready to start taking action on your business? Would you like to spend more time with your family? Then call 1300-643-229 and start building momentum right now. I know you're busy. In fact, you are so busy that you don't have time to work on your business or yourself. Often tossing and turning at night, worrying about the how-tos and the cash flow. How on earth can you possibly get off the hamster wheel so that you can take a helicopter view to see where you'll be in 90 days, 1 year, or 3 years from now? In this program, I will take you from sleepless nights to blissful sleep. You'll have more time with your family and you will have the clarity and direction so you can grow and flourish. Call 1300-643-229 now and start building momentum.